The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm glad to welcome you on our today webinar. That's about our virtual storage appliance. So yeah, StarWind now on Linux. Let's wait a couple minutes for those guys who are being a little late. So just in a couple minutes, we'll get started. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and I think we can now get started. So again, our theme of our today's webinar is that StarWind now on Linux. I will present you our virtual storage appliance. So let's get started. Quick thing, that's me. Let me introduce myself. My name is Alex Bajkowski. I'm a solution architect here at StarWind. And again, our today's theme is Linux-based StarWind virtual storage appliance. We'll talk about the features and the capabilities of it. I will show a quick demo, and of course, I'll answer your questions. Okay, so that's our agenda for today. And the first thing I would like to discuss is, so let's discuss which hypervisors does StarWind StarWind Virtual Storage Appliance support. So basically, we prepared virtual storage appliance to work on most common hypervisors that are right now in the world. That's Microsoft Hyper-V, VMware ESXi, KVM, and Zen Server will be coming soon. The version for Zen Server will be coming soon and will be available to download for our website. So basically, a couple words about our Linux-based virtual storage appliance. Virtual storage appliance is a good opportunity for our users who don't want to change their current infrastructure and quickly deploy StarWind to test its feature and functionality. For ESXi version, we have a vSphere plugins for thick and thin clients, which gives a good opportunity for guys to have a flexible and really convenient management. And of course, there is another option great for management. It's StarWind Web Console. So I guess we can get started with the demo. And about the demo, I wanted to start with a quick demo and show you how StarWind Virtual Storage Appliance works with KVM. How we will create a device. I will show you that we can see that device on the Linux. Afterwards, I will jump to another hypervisor, hypervisors HyperV and ESXi, and show how to work with StarWind Virtual Storage Appliance over there. So let's get started with the demo. Quick thing. So let me bring up. I've already pre-installed the actual KVM virtual machines. And so it would be a little quicker for us to work with it. Let me open them. So, yep. That's first virtual machine. And the second one, let me log in so we can see. Let me do a quick overview for you. So, I've already installed the user interface on the CentOS, so it would be quicker for you and easier for you to see everything. So here we can see that's that's actually two nested virtual machines with KVM installed over there, and inside we have our virtual storage appliance installed and already pre-configured. So the first thing, we can open it over here, the virtual manager, and see our user interface. So basically, let's do a quick overview. It's pretty common for StarWind. Everything we have in StarWind we have over here, but some additional things we have added. So let's jump to the configuration tab, and we will see over here two things we have added. That virtual storage appliance network settings. Here we're configuring networks for virtual storage appliance and virtual storage appliance storage. We're configuring storage here, obviously. I've already done this for these two virtual machines, or I will show you how to do that on another hypervisor on ESXi. So as you can see, I've already created one device. It's over here. But let's do a thing. Let's log into this virtual machine through the web console and create another device. Just a moment. Let me bring web console window over here. Here we go. So we can see the same interface here. It's pretty straightforward and easy to understand since everything is the same. And let's create a small device. Okay, let's leave the name the same, storage 2. Okay. No, here you can choose the type of a device, thick provision or LSFS, and block size of the device. Again, you can choose cache if you want to. Since it's a small virtual machine, I will work without cache. Of course, you can use flash cache with StarWind Virtual Storage Appliance. And let's create we've just created a standalone device. We can see it, 1 GB is a small one. And let's create replica for this guy. So let's check first of all the IP address of this second virtual machine so we could know where we're going to create the actual replica. So it's 0159. That's the partner IP address. Let's go with it. Cool. Okay, let's choose a heartbeat option. And let's create a new partner device. Here you can choose the location where you are going to create the image file and modify target if you want. And again, as I've already told you, I've pre-configured all the networks for StarWind virtual storage appliances. So I've choose two networks for the heartbeat. The more heartbeat channels you have, it's better. And one synchronization channel that I pre-configured already. Let's click OK, next, and create replica. Okay, synchronization has started. We can see it over here. If you're a little bit lazy as I am, we can just log into a partner server from here and take a look at what's actually happening over there. Up, we're using one, and we can see that it's synchronization is going on. Okay, it's a little bit slow since it's our lab and we have lots of virtual machines running over there, and while it's actually going on, let me log into one of our KVM servers, and we will search for our targets over there to see that we can actually see them. So let me bring SSH window over here. So just to let me show you that we are logged in on the right on the right KVM server. Okay, so that's 173. I've logged in on this one, so that's 160, and in the shell, if we okay, that's 160 as well. Let me check. Yep. So I've pre-configured iSCSI interfaces over here so that we can discover our targets we've created. So let's do a discovery. Okay. Sorry. So the IP address again, let's check. So I'll show you that I'm actually doing it from here. It's 1.2.1.2. Oops, misspelled. Great. So we can see our two targets. And let's do a discovery to the first server, and we again can see our two targets. So let's actually log in into one of them. Again, as already told you, I'll copy this one. We'll log in to it. Up. Oops, wrong. SCSI admin. Okay, we have successfully logged in to the target, and if we try to find this device, it would be the last one. we have, that's the one we've just logged in. So we've successfully logged into this device, and afterwards you can actually connected it. Afterwards you can create a file system on that disk and start working with it. You can mount and etc. Just start working with it on the KVM. And actually, as I've showed you, I've created it as an HA device, thus it's already being mirrored across two servers. So your data is already redundant, and you have 2 copies of this data. Okay, that's like a basic quick stuff about the working with StarWind on KVM. And let me just do a quick thing. Okay, let me bring in a vSphere. Okay, we can see that that's a brand new virtual storage appliance virtual machine. I've just deployed LVF from it. Maybe even it didn't even finish. Let me just check. Yeah, it's still okay. While it's still deploying this LVF, we can jump to the HyperV, and I'll show you how we are doing that on HyperV. I'll show you the deployment process. It's pretty quick and not just a second. Let me bring the window. So as you can see, we have over here HyperV Manager with only one virtual machine. We have StarWind Virtual Storage Appliance on the file share. That's VHDX file. Let's copy it somewhere here. That's going to be pretty quick. And do the deployment from scratch. While we actually waiting, maybe you have some quick questions you wanted to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Just checking over here as well. Still deploying. Okay, it is almost finished over here. Okay, a good question from Hussein. It's about the actual performance of the storage. So right now, since we have StarWind Virtual Storage Appliance, that's the first release. The main purpose of this product is for you to have it to test StarWind features and capabilities. So right now we're not talking about the best performance. It's just a quick product for you to download, deploy, check StarWind capabilities on any system, as you can see, work with it, and then decide whether you want to work with it or not. That's the main purpose. And of course, another good thing about it is that it doesn't require Windows licenses, since StarWind is a Windows native solution. Thus, you can just download this Linux virtual machine and play with StarWind as much as you want just for free. So that's a good thing to have. So, and right now it's just finished. The copy job has just finished, and let's create a new virtual machine, and let's call it StarWind VSA. Let's just create a new folder. Okay, generation 1. Let's assign 2 gigabytes of memory. We have right now only one virtual switch. And let's browse to our StarWind VSA file. Just, whoops. Yeah, we're going to use an existing virtual disk, obviously. Next. And let's connect to it and start it. Okay, so the virtual machine is started. And while it's starting, I'll answer the question from the Alexander. Is it necessary to have 3 NIC at least for every VSA? So not exactly. If you want just to test, you can assign some dedicated virtual NICs. So maybe you have a couple physical network interfaces. Just create a couple virtual for StarWind Virtual Storage Appliance. So basically, StarWind Virtual Storage Appliance should have 3 dedicated, at least 2 dedicated channels, one for iSCSI management and HyperV, and another one for synchronization. Okay, I haven't added actually the disks before starting the virtual machine. Yep, let me just shut it down first, and we will add the virtual hard drive where we're going to put StarWind image files. Okay, so yep, let's shut down. Okay, it is shutting down still. While it's happening, we can always check our virtual storage plans here. Okay, the job is still going on. Great, let's jump back to our HyperV. And we're almost there. So again, let's come back to the question regarding the number of NICs you should have. So you should have at least 2 NICs for StarWind Virtual Storage Appliance to work between, so to have 2 copies of data across 2 hosts with VSA, at least 2 NICs, one for iSCSI management, HyperV, depends how, and another for synchronization. The main thing, synchronization channel should be dedicated. That's our best practice. And again, if you are going to put something on top of StarWind image files to create some virtual machines, again for testing, I'd recommend you to have dedicated NIC. For just testing, playing around with StarWind, you can have one and create some virtual network cards. Okay, let's add virtual hard drive to our virtual machine. Let's create a new one. VHDX. Let's do it a fixed size. Okay, VSA. let's put it in the folder we have our virtual machine. Let's do a small one, like 10 gigabytes. Whoops. And let's click next. Again, as you can see, the deployment process is pretty quick and easy. Of course, you can always find the guides how to do that for each hypervisor on our website. Use our support forum, and our support engineers will help you over there. We'll provide with some guidance. Okay, so we can see our virtual machines is starting. Let's wait for the interface to pop up. Okay, great. So let's connect. So as you've just seen, I've just deployed the virtual machine. Let's go over and configure storage pool. Okay, that's the network. That's the IP address of our virtual machine, which we're going to use to connect it. Okay, the file I've just added, the virtual hard disk. Let's create a volume over here, and we will put StarWind image files over on top of this volume. Okay, just a quick thing that could happen. Let me just go over here. (122). Yep. StarWind. Default credentials are StarWind. Here we go. Let's create volume. Just let me take a look why it could happen due to some. Oh no, we don't want to do it over here. Over here we have our virtual storage appliance. So our virtual disk. Okay, let me just go back over here, and while we're waiting for it to okay, just while we are waiting for this virtual machine to finish the deployment, we can jump back to the KVM, and I will show you actually how to how to create another devices like LSFS, that is thin provision. And again, another thing I wanted to tell you is that basically a virtual storage appliance doesn't have any restrictions, except the VTL is not allowed over here, and except that you can have all the features we have, and we offer so many types of caches, a log structured file system, L1, L2 caches I already told you. You can create all type of the devices, etc. So let me show you how to create an LSFS device. So that would be storage 3. That's LSFS device, you can choose a duplication option and with star pack cache and decide which size of cache you're going to use with LSFS. Okay, yeah, that's good. Nice thing. Oh, yeah, I remembered we've restricted LSFS. Nice. Okay, yeah, so the main thing is the image file, and you can work with it. I'd like to apologize, that's my mistake. Okay, while we are waiting again for this to finish, maybe you have another question. I can see Joseph asked a question about the CPUs. So we have tested, and the best work from the virtual storage appliance we've gotten is with two CPUs. Of course, you can assign more, and I think the actual virtual machine will be working a little faster. That's a good thing to do. Okay, maybe you have some additional questions. I can, of course, answer all the questions you have. Okay, gentlemen, do you have some questions about the virtual storage appliance while I'm just preparing a Hyper-V version for you? Oh, okay, great question about the hyperconverged scenario. Hyperconverged scenario could be configured on every hypervisor, I think, but we have tested fully again only Hyper-V and ESXi. The other hypervisors are going, and the guides, of course, for them will be available soon on our website. Hyper-V, hyperconverged scenario, you can deploy it. We can deploy even a nested one. And ESXi, of course, it is, again, supported too. Just get two virtual VSA virtual machine, deploy on one host, and create a StarWind image files, and you will get a shared storage for your hyperconverged cluster. The same thing for the Hyper-V. Okay, another question from Hussein is regarding the StarWind VSA, also regarding the using StarWind VSA in hyperconverged environment as well. You can build a hyperconverged appliance with the help of our product. So with VSA, you can build a shared storage for your hyperconverged cluster across your ESXi hosts, Hyper-V host, etc. Another good question is about, is the appliance expire? No, it doesn't have expiration date, so it's perpetual, and you can use it as much as you want. Create as much storage as you want. There are no restrictions regarding the storage size you want to use, etc. So it's absolutely free and supports most common hypervisor we have on the market right now. Is the appliance made slower than the standard paid version? A good question from Gerald. It doesn't make slower. We didn't make it slower. It just another platform. We've created our product. It's StarWind fully on Linux. We're working on it. There are no we didn't make performance slower on purpose. We're just right now working on the improvement of it, and just working hard every day and trying to do our best to show you the best performance we can squeeze out of this virtual machine. Another question is, do we need anything to do to optimize the VSA like in Windows version? Right now, no, since this version is only for testing. All the tuning guides and everything will be released a little bit afterwards. And well, of course, will be available on our knowledge base and on our website. Another question from Hussein. Is regarding do we need, for example, in VMware environment vSAN when we want to have hyperconverged scenario? I guess if you're talking about VMware vSAN, you're good with our VSA to build hyperconverged scenario. Or if you're talking about StarWind Virtual SAN, both you can use or VSA or vSAN, and with both you can get build a hyperconverged scenario with shared storage provided by StarWind. Another great question about the Linux application, if it's going to be available soon and if it's going to be paid. Right now, with this version, we will see how many requests we'll have and like how popular is this version, and we will decide how hard we should work in this direction. Currently, with this version, we're showing that we have an ability to work on Linux, and that's one of our project and our direction of StarWind itself. Okay, another question is, can an HA cluster be made with this VSA and a physical box? That's a great question. Actually, I think yes, you can do that, but like you will get the performance of the faster part of the HA cluster, and that would be a physical box. So it makes not really great sense. But in theory, you can do that to test actually again how it works. Like for a lab, yeah, you can do that. Oh, does the SCSI work with IPv6 too? That's actually a great question. I've never actually tested that myself, however. I don't think that actually StarWind we have this option to configure the IPv6 for NISCSI targets, but actually that's a great question. Let me note it down. I guess we'll cover it a little bit further, since I've never checked this myself, and I'll have to double check that. Are you planning to release it as a commercial product-ready system? Right now, I think this version is a free one, and we're just getting we're taking a look how many requests we have from you guys. How popular will it be, and if it will be really popular. I think uh, there is an option and a possibility, and it's a pretty high possibility that we will create a really commercial product out of this version. Okay, gentlemen, do you have any additional questions? Since we're still waiting for it's still, our slow network unfortunately doesn't give us a chance to do this a little bit faster. Sorry for that. Okay, about the performance question again. Is it more important the memory assigned to the VSA or the storage like SSD disks? I would say that the more important thing would be over here the storage, the underlying storage assigned to the virtual machine. A virtual machine itself requires not as much storage. About 4 gigabytes would be enough for it. And of course, the important part over here is the underlying storage. With SSDs, of course, you will get much faster performance, and it will give you better results than the general spindle drives. Oh, great question. What happens when a Windows VSA reboots for Windows updates? I don't think it would reboot for updates. Maybe the actual host, hypervisor host, could reboot with the VM running over there. So, and the other part of the question, will the VMs keep running normally with IO being inserted from another VSA? Yeah, basically, if you have an HA config, so if one of the partners fell down, I don't know what really caused that. Yeah, of course, all the I/O will be redirected to another virtual machine. Usually we configure that using the multipath. So we have multipathing over there. Yeah, so all the I/O will be serving only for one virtual machine, and it will be still working. I think you won't even really notice that something happened. Oh, yeah, where can you download this? You can download that uh, on our website. Let me just show you. Okay, I can show you the link. So that's actually the page where you can download the virtual storage appliance. The guides right here is for HyperV and VMware vSphere right now. We're heading for KVM today, and click this button and complete the fields, and you'll get the links to download it. you can actually Google StarWind Virtual Storage Appliance and you will get download links. You will get to this page. The actual me bring it back. I'll be monitoring it. Okay, gentlemen, do you have any additional questions? Wow. And another quick suggestion for you, gentlemen. For HyperV version, it is again recommended to have fixed disks, and I guess that's recommendation general for all the hypervisors, not to use thin provision disks for StarWind image files, since it is causing performance degradation in StarWind, and again for the clients which are going to be stored on StarWind devices in the future, that will be causing the. So it is recommended to have fixed disks or thick provision disks in case we're talking about ESXi. Okay. Do you have any additional questions, Warren? What I can help you with? Oops. Sorry. Another question about the benchmarks. So the question is from Gerald. Are there any benchmarks that we have done that that test the speed of the paid version in a VM versus this appliance? Actually, we didn't compare the actual results between the paid version in a VM and versus this appliance, since it's this right now a little bit different product, and the actual VSA is not being tested from the performance perspective a lot. So right now we have released it for you to test, and all the performance metrics and performance results will be released and showed a little bit later when we have like the comparison between the actual paid version and the appliance version. Okay. How much cost LSFS license? Right now, at the moment, LSFS is not supported, as you've seen on the virtual storage appliance, so I don't think it would be we will sell the LSFS as a part of this appliance. I guess it would be easier for you to get the paid version or the actual free version of StarWind, which are both have LSFS there, so you can get it and use it as part of that product. Okay, guys, do you have any additional questions? Okay, Gerald. Let me check if we have some. Oh, finally. Let me jump back. I'm sorry for this delay. Let me show you the A6i version, being a little bit easier and faster. So, finally, we can power on this virtual machine. Let me see if it's powered on. Let's open the console quick. Okay, great. Again, as you can see, that was a really brand new install deployment. Let's add the drive over here, since I haven't added yet. All the steps actually are available in our guide, so let's add new hard disk. As I've told you before, it is recommended to have thick provisioned. I prefer Eager Zero drives. So that's the one. Let's do a small one. 16 gigabytes would be more than enough. Perfect. Okay, the IP address of the VM is 194. We can actually log in to the VM. Okay, let's go over here. That's how our networks, and let's scan the storages. Okay, see if okay, that could take a couple seconds to add the 16 gigabytes for VMDK file, since it's eagered. That's why we still cannot see it over here. But while we are waiting for this to happen, let's just jump over our demos 10, where we usually show our different demos. Let me check the IP addresses we have over here in the discovery storage adapters. Let's jump over to the adapters and check. Okay, 41 and 42. Let's just do 43. Just let me find out the iSCSI. Okay, I usually configuring the iSCSI a different channel. It's looking at the MAC address. It is easier for me, so iSCSI is A2. Let's jump over at our. Okay. Oh, actually, I haven't showed you the configuration of the networks yet, so let's do 243 and assign the subnet. And here we can configure the big MTU. Okay, let's just go over here and see if the storage. Oh yeah, actually it should be already there. Yep, it's here. Let's create a volume. Just okay. Here we can see our volume, so we've successfully created finally. Okay, cool. Let's create a new device over here, in which we're going to rescan our ESXi hosts. I've already shown you this, so that's our device. And let's just go here and add some iSCSI server to our ESXi host. So two, 4, 3. And let's do a rescan. Okay, while we're waiting for a scan to finish, have you ever tested using a path-through disk as a storage disk and not a direct VMDK type? That's the question from Gerald, and actually I have been testing the performance of NVMe, which I've passed through to the virtual machine. That was a Windows virtual machine, just comparing without a StarWind performance. And actually the pass-through was much better compared to the VMDK. So that's yeah, a question answer. That's answering your question. So basically, as for the StarWind, I'd recommend you to, in case you have really fast storage such as NVMe, you can go with a pass-through disk. So to pass through to it to StarWind to squeeze out the maximum performance. However, anyway, it is better to use VMFS file system and put on top of it VMDK files. Okay, the scan has finished, and actually we can see it over here, and let me show you. That's our that's not that. Here it is. That's our file that we have just created. Let me just extend it a little bit since I won't be able to create a data store on top of it. Let's extend image size to extend it to 10 gigabytes. Just a moment. Extend. Just a moment. Interesting. I'm just gonna type over here and get some. Okay, let's go another way and let's just create a bigger one too. I'll show you how to create so that we can actually create a data store, and we can even create some virtual machine on top of it. Yeah, thanks. Yes, that's maybe something with my keyboard over here. Okay, 10 gigabytes file. Again, let's do a quick rescan over here of the storage. That's our storage 2 file, and let's create a data store quickly on top of it. Okay, that's the one. Perfect. We have just created. So that's the data store on StarWind virtual storage appliance. We can, if you want to, we can create a quick virtual machine. Let's do it. And just new one. Put it on the second host since we've created the data store over there. So just need to add to 5 gigabytes file, small one. Let me do a refresh. That's our new virtual machine. We can power it on and it will be still working. And it will be working. So, oh, no, why not? Maybe some. Oh, no space left. This virtual machine requires a little more space. Agree. Let's add a smaller hard disk. We should have created a bigger one for StarWind Virtual Storage Appliance. Let's do only 1 gigabyte, but that should work, I think. Okay, and this. Great. Yep, finally. Now. Okay, I guess we should do that the right way. Let me just remove it fully. Yep. Let's add bigger file to the virtual storage appliance. Or even, let's add new one. I like adding new one. Let's add like 50 gigabytes. Okay, while we're again a little bit while waiting do you have any additional questions? I guess that's the last thing I would show you. When I will create a virtual machine on StarWind storage and show you the rescan, show you again another data store. So guys, do you have any additional questions? Okay, cool. If we go again to the storage and scan it, that's another volume we have, another disk we have just added. Let's create a volume. As you can see, the process is pretty much straightforward. Here it is. Let's add new device and everything pretty easy, and we will start over here and we will create it much bigger. Let's do 40 gigabytes. No cache. And if you want to, you can always add some cache over here and work an L1 cache, that's RAM cache, which will be using your RAM as L1 cache, increasing the performance a little bit. Okay, so if I go back to the host over here and do a rescan, should see another device we've just created. Rescan. Yep, it is here. Let's create new data store. Here it is. It's weird. I've deleted it. I should maybe refresh. Yep. Let's create a new virtual machine again and put it on newly created data store with normal amount of disk space. Here we go. Let's do 24. Next and finish. Let's power it on. finally. So guys, if you have any questions, you can answer them now, or you can always use our support forum. We will be working hard again in helping you with any issues on the forum. Our engineers will be answering all the questions and helping with all the issues. In case you will have one, we will help you. So, and again, thank you for attending this tap room. Okay, I guess there are no really questions left. Thank you for attending this tap room. Actually, I'd like to say that we're going to have them right now on weekly basis. We will show you different StarWind features and share our knowledge with you, some configuration things, and how we are deploying some of our products, etc. So check our calendar for the upcoming events, and me and my colleagues engineers will be more than happy to show you StarWind features and share our knowledge. Thank you for your time, and have a great day, everyone. Okay, bye-bye.